Hello friends, welcome to My Hobby Home. My name is Cathy. We are having another late start today. It is Friday and I am bringing you the flowering party time block. Now, if you don't know, I am smashing my stash doing this quilt or block, and I have pulled some fabrics. You may see I've got one of my bins here and another one back here that I have pulled fabrics from. I am trying to use a lot of Pioneer Woman fabrics because I do have quite a few of those. And my goal was I always wanted to do a quilt with Pioneer Woman fabrics, but I just never knew, I couldn't think of a pattern to use. So when I started getting these, and I love these blocks, I've been getting Sew Sampler now. This is my third year because this will be my third block of the month, or what do they call this? Quilt-along. This will be my third quilt-along that comes in the Sew Sampler. The first one I did was Pressed Flowers. Then we had Peaceful Baskets, which I'm not quite finished with it yet, but I will get that done. And now it's the flowering. I really love these blocks. So they're easier for me than the Peaceful Baskets to do. So we're just going to get started in this. You will notice I have you where you can only see my tabletop. This is a paid for pattern. This does come in their monthly box, so I can't give dimensions or anything out other than the finished block is going to measure at 18.5 inches. So let's get to piecing here. I have already marked, you may not be able to see that, all of my blocks here. So I think I might have gotten these backwards since I moved them around. But I can always look on the back. The back does tell you, what your colors are and how to cut them. So I see I've got my A and my F. This is my F. And this actually is some fabric that was in a Creative Notion. No, it wasn't Creative Notions. It was Open Gate Quilts. It was in an Open Gate quilt box. And I loved the fabric. I wasn't crazy about the pattern, but I kept the fabric, and now I'm using it. Of course, this is not a Pioneer Woman fabric that I'm using, but, I love fabrics, not for the names they have, but for the patterns they have on them, sometimes the feel of the fabrics. So that's pretty much how I choose fabrics. Now, there are some lines that I love, but it's because I love the colors. I love the fabrics they use. Now, I'm not doing these in any direction. It doesn't look like this is directional. But we have 4 of these, and we are making 4 half-square triangles. So I'm just going to be making that and chit-chatting, and you know what? Y'all may not get this at 5 o'clock, but it's 5 o'clock somewhere when you get it. That's the truth. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I try to get my videos during the week out at 5 o'clock. You will notice I did not have one yesterday on Thursday, but I did go live with Tammy on her channel, The Siberian Wind. If y'all are not subscribed to her channel, go check her out. We do lives every Thursday night on her channel where we are sewing the land that I love, which is right here behind me. She mainly does lives. I do videos. I do all videos. So far, I've never gotten the courage to go live. I've had a lot of people say once you go do a live, you won't do another video. But I'm like, I really like doing videos because, like, if I'm going out of town or something, I can get several of them done and just schedule them for when I'm gone. So that way, y'all aren't missing anything. If all I did was lives, our Saturday morning sew-along would never happen. Because normally at Saturday morning, now I do my Saturday morning sew-alongs at 9 a.m. Central Time. Now, all of my times that I tell you are going to be Central Time. I'm Central Time. I am in North Central Louisiana. I can't say, well, I am North Louisiana, kind of centrally located on the I-20 corridor. I don't think other people call it the I-20 corridor. I do, because I'm near I-20, so, or Interstate 20, whatever you want to call it. That's the nearest major roadway to me. I am not Cajun, Louisiana. I'm not anything like that. So, what I'm going to do right now, I need to flip these to do the other side, but I have another thing that I can do, and that is take my E and my B and sew them together. Now, I am going to need to get my black light here, because this fabric is white on white, and it's got white stars. This is some fabric that was left out of the land that I love. I've already cut all my fabric I need for that. I don't need any more of it. But I am going to just go on and start sewing this set of pieces together. And with these, we're making 8. Now, this is a Pioneer Woman fabric that I'm using. It's beautiful. And guys, I ran out of it cutting, but then I thought, I've got a bin of Pioneer Woman fabric. Woo! That's a tongue twister today, isn't it? Like I said, it's Friday. It's after lunch. I've already gone and bought groceries. I'm going to have my grandson tomorrow night, Saturday night. I was going to have him tonight, but I talked to my daughter, and I know her and her fiance try to have a date night on Saturday nights, and I'm like, why don't y'all just have your date night, and I'll keep him. And she's worried about me keeping him because of my knee. My knee is... It is what it is, you know. It's still not 100%, but it's not going to be 100% because I am bone on bone in my knee. My doctor's already told me that. I already knew that. I'm not really surprised, you know, that it still hurts. But I believe as far as well, no, because I'm still having a little difficulty at night sleeping because of the incision areas. They're just kind of a little sore, but pretty much I feel like I'm pretty good. I think I found a way to get my rest last night. I can't sleep. I prefer to sleep on my side. I'm a side sleeper. But I can't do that and be comfortable. Even with a pillow between my knees. But I did find last night, this just happened by accident. Normally when I sleep on my side, I have the pillow, like my legs are straight, or straight like this, and I have a pillow between my legs, long ways. Well, last night when I got in bed, when I pulled my covers up yesterday morning, when I got up and kind of threw my bed together before running out the door to go to work. Well, I wasn't running, I was limping. I mean, you know what I mean. Before hurriedly getting out the door to go to work, I didn't pull the pillow out from under my covers. I just threw the cover over the top of it. So when I went to get in bed last night, I turned the pillow the other way because my knee had been kind of sore. And I was like, well, let me just turn the pillow like going sideways and just rest my leg over it instead of elevating my bed, because my bed will elevate at the feet and in head. So I was like, I want to lay in bed and I was exhausted. I mean, I'll just say I was exhausted after the live last night. When I got in bed, I was like, okay, I'll cut YouTube on and I'll start watching some of... I subscribe and I watch a lot of the YouTube videos when I go to bed on the TV. So I don't comment on a lot of creators. And there's a few, though, that when I see them, I'll be like, I'll watch that while I'm on the computer in my sewing room and I'm, you know, cutting fabric or something. I'll watch them and that way I can comment on them. I have a few that I do that too. Kiara Osborne, if y'all have not checked her out, it's Chiara Osborne. And she doesn't do sewing on, you know, where you can watch her sew, but she does do like updates of things that she has sewn. She cross stitches too. I love seeing her cross stitch stuff because I too cross stitch. I love seeing what she's doing. She is a DOR also, which that's Daughters of the Revolution. She's something with their chapter where she's located, like secretary or something like that. She keeps track of things for them. So she's on their board. I think that's what it's called. And I think it's actually DOAR here, Daughters of the American Revolution. But she's a very busy mother. She has children at home. And she quilts, she sews. When I say sew, I mean like garments. And she cross stitches. Now, she may do other things too, but those are the things I've seen that she has done. And she does some beautiful work, so I always love tuning in when I see her with a video out there. She is the mother to a special needs child, her son, and she's got a daughter also. And I just love hearing about people, you know, what's going on in their lives, knowing that... Now, I'm not going to say she's a train wreck because she's not, but knowing that everyone has... Me, I'm a train wreck. I have no kids at home. I'm a train wreck. But it's just nice seeing other people in like real life situations. As you can tell here, I'm not going to say there's no lights, camera, action, because I got lights. Because otherwise, if I didn't have my lights, it would be as dark as this corner over here. It is so... And I mean, it's a bedroom in a mobile home. And when we purchased this home, or when I purchased this home, there was those ceiling hugger lights, and I just couldn't have that. I'm like, every room has to at least have a ceiling fan in it, because... You know, you don't want to use all of your space for a fan. And I believe every room has to have a fan in it. Just have to have a fan to stir the air in it. So we took all the hugger lights and put in ceiling fans when we bought the house, 16 years ago. And they've done really well, but they're not very good about a lot of light. And I have, you know, the high efficiency lights. I have those that... supposed to be like sunlight, LED, whatever's, you know, those that are supposed to put out a lot of light. And we got 3 light bulbs. But when you're recording, that really doesn't do real good lighting. So I do have, you know, additional lighting, but hey, I need it for sewing too. I have a light over here and a light over here. See if you can tell the difference. Yeah, the light over here, you can see that. The light over here, you can see it when I turn my hand. So I have lights, but I don't have any fancy frilly, nothing. This is my sewing room. This is what it looks like. Yes, stash fabrics, bins of fabrics. You know, over there, that's, I don't know what you see exactly. Okay, that's leftover fabric from a flannel sheet that I made a blanket for my grandson for the winter time. And behind that is like my embroidery carry case for my embroidery module. And I also have a carry case under there that's under that table for my machine. So, I mean, there's nothing staged here. There's nothing. I do try to kind of, straighten it up a little bit so you don't see all the chaos and mess. But we all have that. We all have that. And I just love to see, because she's got multiple machines too. Now, she's got a long arm. I don't. I will continue to carry my long arm quilt my quilts that need to be long armed will continue to go to Miss Ava. Currently Miss Dee Dee, which is fine because Miss Dee Dee is the one that was originally long arming my quilts. Until she sold the business, she was ready to retire. And I bet she is, well, right now she's back in the shop helping Miss Ava while she is out on leave after she had a precious little baby. He is so cute. He looks just like his big brother. And y'all see how slow I'm going here. I'm going slow and I know it. That's just the kind of day I'm having though. But anyway, telling you about Kiera. She shows you the things that she has done and what she's got coming up. And I love seeing her stuff. So she does a lot of quilt along. She does a lot of block of the months and things that Pat Sloan and them come out with, and I guess I've never gotten into doing those, but I always see them and I'm like, oh, those are so pretty. But I'm like, it's probably not something I would enjoy doing. But, okay, I need to cut these apart and press. So, once I get everything pressed, I will be right back and we will continue on. I now have both of these units pressed. And I've trimmed this one. Most of the ones I looked at this one were all good. So, now what we are going to do is make, it's called a partial petal unit. It says draw, so I'm guessing this is the partial petal unit, and it shows how to draw a diagonal this direction. So I am going to do that real quick and be right back. We will then take our partial petal unit and lay it on top of that. And when you sew, you'll sew from top left to bottom right. You will sew on that line. So let's get over here and get to sewing on this. Sewing right on that line is going to keep this unit straight. Let's see, what is this we're making? It's, it doesn't say what this is called, but it's going to assemble into a pinwheel flower, I think is what it says on the pattern. I'm watching my line here instead of looking at the pattern. So let me get these over here to make them a little easier. And I think we're already running after 2 o'clock right now. I'm just very late getting on my sewing today. I slept late and then I lazed around just a little bit before getting up and getting myself together. And then I went and got my groceries and grabbed some lunch while I was out. But I brought my lunch back home so I could eat at home and watch a little interesting videos. So once I did that, I got myself in here and finished cutting my fabrics. This one is wanting to go down in the feed dogs. We don't like it when they do that. So I just hip it out a little by pulling the one prior to it. But we're making 4 of these. to make that pinwheel. So I think what it is, no, we're making 8 because we're making 2 pinwheel blocks. Had something under my table keeping my presser foot from pressing down all the way. Can't have that. We got to have it going all the way to the floor if I need it doing that. We only have 2 more left now. And guys, I'm sorry if I'm not talking a lot, but I want to get this sewn for you guys today. And I just feel so behind because I have so much I need to do today. But I have to start realizing or seeing my realistic limitations, knowing I cannot get up and start and go all day long, because after I finish this, I have another video I have to do for tomorrow, because I won't be getting up and doing that one in the morning, because that is a 9 a.m. release video, and yeah, not doing that one in the morning. So this is kind of how I've been lately, is like on Fridays, I record Friday and Saturday. On Saturdays, I record Sundays. And Sunday night, I just give you updates. I record updates. So now we have these 8 units, which are going to assemble to a pinwheel flower. Now that we have those done, we are going to start assembling our pinwheel unit. So we take them like this and put together. And I will be doing 2 of those. These should measure the same size. Check your measurements, make sure they're measuring the same. So that's my top row, and my bottom row is going to be a little different. Since we have 2 of these that we're doing, we're just going to go ahead. Oh, I see which one it is that should be nesting, is down here at the bottom. I didn't check that my first one I did. That'll be okay though. We're not going to worry about it. We got 1 more to do. Right now what we're doing is just the rows. We have 2 rows to this block, and we have 2 blocks that we're making, so that's why I'm doing all of the rows at one time. Yeah, this little block has taken a little more than anticipated to do, so I need to press both of these out, and I'll be right back. We have all 4 of these together, so now we are going to just start assembling our rows. Guys, I think it's probably about 2:30 because I just noticed my husband was trying to call. That's okay, I'll call him back in just a little bit. What I'm doing is matching the corners up, because I know sometimes in pressing things can get stretched out, so I know my blocks did trim out to the right size, so I just make sure everything matches up at the corners there. Okay, so we have our 2 pinwheel blocks done. So now let's get started on our blossom unit. Now these are going to be a little different. We are taking our green fabric, and then we are taking, if I'm not mistaken, my C is my larger squares. And our larger are going to go on the top right and bottom left. So we are just going, I'm going to go on and get these going. And I know it's going to look like I'm rushing through them, but I just want to go on and get these done so I can get this block together for y'all. We are running up on close to an hour right now. Well, we are over an hour right now. So we know top right, bottom left, top right, bottom left. And I have my smaller ones over to the side so I don't grab them. Those are going to go on the bottom right, top left. Or top left, bottom right. However you want to say it. And once we get all of these done, we will trim. Now, when I do the top rights and bottom lefts, I will have to go ahead and trim those and press. Well, I may not have to. I may not have to press them before I do. I may be able to press them and trim them all at the same time. But we'll see. I'll go in and do top right, bottom left, and then see if I can do top left, bottom right. And the green that I'm using, this is a Lori Holt fabric. It come in a curated bundle from, who was that? Sweet Daisy Quilts. I saw they have some really cute bundles that they're doing now. I haven't really gotten to look at their Sweet Treat Tuesdays because, you know, things haven't been normal lately. Okay, so now we're just going to, I go ahead and cut apart. I know I don't have to, but I do, because that would be a mess for me to try to flip it and stitch it. I'd make a mess. I'd mess up. But now we are flipping, and we're putting this one on the other corner. Now our next thing is we're going to take our smaller squares and do in the alternating corners, which means I'm not having to cut them. I'm not having to trim or press them yet. I'm going to trim and press them all at the same time, just to save a little bit of time. I misspoke on this. This only goes on the bottom right corner. We won't be doing one on each corner. We'll just be doing it on the bottom right. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is trim all of these off and press them, and I will be right back. So I have my 2 windmills pressed, and I have my, what are these called? Pinwheel flower unit. This is going to be the blossom unit. So now what I have to do is just assemble the 2 blossom units. And, oh, I thought I might have some. No, they wanted these to actually press out. I didn't press out. Now I see why they wanted it to, but it's going to be okay because I'm going to match up those seams and pin them, and we're not going to have an issue out of them. Okay, got to that first pin there. Got to that second pin. So I'm doing these the same way I did the pinwheels. I'm going to assemble the rows first, and then I will assemble the first and second row together then. But I will have to press once I get the rows assembled. Now we're making 4 of these rows because we have 2 blocks that we are going to assemble to make the large block. We have 2 of this block, and let me see what it's called again. It is the blossom unit. Okay, so now I have all 4 of the rows done. I will cut these apart, press them, sew them together, and come back and let you see what we have. Okay, now we have these pressed. So what we are going to do is just match them together. Oops. So I think I got the wrong one here. We are going to nest that center seam, and then we have 2 little seams on the side here, like these 2 right here, that we need to make sure, well, we have 2 on each side. What I'm doing is just putting a pin in that seam to make sure that seam stays together for both pieces, that it does not slip. So this is what it looks like. I have 5 pins in there, 2 on each side and 1 in the center. I will take my time on these because I don't want to hit that pin, but I need to keep that pin in there until I get that needle in that seam to make sure it stays put where it's supposed to. Okay, now I have the other. Now when you're putting these together, you need to make sure your points are at the top and the bottom. Now this one I think is the one that I had selvage on, and it didn't all get caught up, so that's going to look a little strange on the block, but selvage is fabric too. You know, I can use it. It doesn't matter. Although in this instance it would have been better had the selvage been hidden or trimmed off all the way. I thought I had it trimmed off, but I guess I didn't have it good enough. Now we are on our last set of rows here. Very careful not to hit that pin. Okay, I'm going to press these and then I'll be right back, and what we'll do is put the 2 blocks together to make the big block. So, one moment. And now we have our blossom units. So now to assemble, we will take a pinwheel unit and a blossom unit, and then the next row will be a blossom and a pinwheel. So guys, stay with me, and when I come back, you will see this block completed. And friends, here we have our final block. Well, not the final block, but our final blocks have been put together to make this block. This is block number 4 of the Flowering Quilt Along. It is the party time block. So if you would like more information about Fat Quarter Shop and their Sew Sampler, I will have a link down in the description that you can click to go straight to Fat Quarter Shop and see all the wonderful clubs they have. They have a lot of subscription items that you can do. You can do a thread, you can do a fabric, you can do a Sew Sampler, you can do different designers and get fabrics each month. So just go check them out if you don't know about all the things they have going on. I'm going to just say real quick here, thank you all so much for joining me today. Give me a thumbs up if you have not yet subscribed, please do. And if you feel inclined to leave a comment, please do. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, guys.